I'm Mungo Darkmatter and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters we're going to discuss how to make rail switches in Minecraft so that you can switch tracks using Minecraft tracks and Minecraft minecarts. I've got a simple layout already set up here so I can demonstrate some things. But first let's look over here. I'm going to lay some tracks. So we're going to lay them in this direction. Now, I can make a turn by laying the next track next to the top track there, and we can turn, as you can see. I can also continue in this direction. Now, if I'm coming down the tracks in this direction, I'll just go straight down these tracks. But if I'm coming up in this direction, I'll actually turn right here. Now, redstone can affect this switch. Now you see this, where this curve is actually a switch, but we don't have any redstone connected to it, so it's basically a static switch, although it can change when various things happen when you're running a rail. So it's good to have a switching mechanism so you can correct it if you need to. But we're going to put a lever down here. Alright, so you can see here, if I switch the switch back and forth, it will switch which way the track is going. So if I switched it like that, for instance, now when I come down this track, I would turn right and down here. And now when I go up this track, I would go straight. Now if I want to move the lever a little ways away from the track, I can put redstone down, and if I click it, the redstone will relay it. And I can move it a little farther if I wanted to. And so on. I can also use a pressure pad. If I step on the pressure pad, it switches. If I step off, it switches back. Pressure pad's more momentary. Now, I can also use what's known as a sensor track. And if I put the sensor track right next to it, it will switch it. Also, I could put the sensor track farther down and use redstone to switch it. But if I put a minecart on this pad, you see how it switched? I'll take it off, switches back, switches. So those are the ways you can create a switch in Minecraft, in the type of things you can use to do it. You could also use a button if you wanted a momentary contact as well. And I think the way we would do that is, let's go back in here, and let's go back here and get ourselves a little button. So if we put this here and we put a button right here, button right here perhaps, you can see that button will switch the track as well. So you can use all of those devices. You can use redstone to move those devices farther away from the track depending on how you want to trigger it. And so you can use the switch to have the minecart switch to a different track or switch direction. So now I'm going to give a little demonstration over here. You see we have this smaller oval right here, and we have this pressure switch here. Now when I release this car, it's going to go up here, hit this pressure switch, which is going to divert, instead of it going straight, it will switch this switch right here, and it will divert it over here. And you'll see that in a second. So let's turn this on. We powered up the track, and we just need to give it a little push here. And you see how that switched over. Now, I'm going to put a switch right here, and I'm going to switch that. And now it's going to go back up that way. And see, the sensor track automatically switched it back over. And now it's going down an oval, and you see each time it hits the sensor track, it switches it over. So we're going to switch it back here, and it goes back around. Switch it again, it's going to come back. It's actually switching direction too. So it's switching track and switching direction. So as you can see, you could use these switches in various ways. Let me switch this off. So that you can switch tracks and do various things. And because you can use a sensor switch, you can switch the track depending on another car coming by or the same car coming by, and you can switch it around. Sometimes when you don't even have a switch on the switcher, you don't have a sensor or a lever or anything to switch the switch, sometimes it will reconfigure itself. Let's see what happens when we just put this down here. Alright, I'm going to turn this back on again to see if this will do this. That seems to be behaving. Anyway, as you're building tracks through experience, look at how they're reacting. Sometimes some of these corners will turn themselves after you put them together for one reason or another. So that's something to be mindful of. But just be aware that you can always put a lever and switch it to the way you want, or you can put a sensor track, or you can even put a pressure plate down. So that's how you use switches in Minecraft, and that's how you make switches in Minecraft for Rails. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters, and whatever you do, enjoy playing Minecraft.